Presenting the Hasselblad 903 SWC. For this video we have a very special camera. A camera with a lens so good that it barely changed over the course of its 50+ year lifespan. This is the remarkable Hasselblad 903 SWC. So, let's get into it. But wait, before we get into this absolutely awesome camera, do you like the new shirt? Yeah, thought so. This is the JCH 10-year anniversary shirt that we've released to celebrate 10 years of Japan Camera Hunter. The design of the kanji was drawn by my son, who's only 7 years old, and I'm really proud of him for that. You can get them in all sorts of different colors. You can also get hoodies, tote bags, even a pint glass if you fancy a sneaky pint. So make sure you go over to our spring store, which is in the description below. You can see a link down there. Go and grab yourself something cool. And everything you buy helps us support this channel, as does liking and subscribing. So please make sure you do that. And yeah, now that the gods of the algorithm have been sated, let's get into it. Back in 1954, Hasselblad decided that what people needed was a dedicated wide-angle medium format camera. You see, this camera differs from regular V-series cameras as it had a fixed lens. You cannot switch it for a different lens, but more on that lens later. When the camera was released, it was known as the Supreme Wide-Angle Camera and was introduced at Photokina. Remember Photo Expos? Yeah. Thanks, Rona. But you would be very fortunate to see one of these now, as they only made 600 of them. It was quickly followed in 1956 by the super wide camera, which is where we get the name from now. Though I totally think they should have gone with Supreme Wide Camera for the yucks. The camera you see here is the 903 SWC, and by many it is considered the pick of the litter when it comes to the SWC variations. This is one of the last cameras that was made in the SWC lineup, but not the last. That dubious accolade goes to the 905 SWC, which is seen by many as not as good a camera, with a softer lens and a plastic filter ring on the front, so not the best one of the bunch. This is the one that you want to go for. But what makes this camera so special? Well, it is that lens that I keep on banging on about. I mean, there are plenty of other things that make it awesome, like that it can use any back from the Hasselblad range, including a digital back, and that it has a compact and simple design. But it is the lens that really steals the show. The Biogon 38mm 4.5 was designed by Dr. Ludwig Bertelle of Zeiss, of course, and is sharp as a tack. This lens has barely changed and only received minor upgrades during the course of its lifetime. One in the 1970s to give it a T-star coating to make it better. And then there was one which was perhaps less of an upgrade and more of a downgrade. When the 905 SWC came along, they removed the lead elements to protect the safety of the workers manufacturing the lenses, which is a good thing. But unfortunately, it made the lens a little bit softer. Not that much, but enough to notice. So it was basically a bit of a downgrade. As this is a medium format camera, the 38mm lens actually equates to about a 21mm on a 35. It also has a 91-degree field of vision across the frame, so corner-to-corner sharpness is absolutely amazing. It shows very little distortion and vignetting on this lens, and it's so sharp, it's so good that government agencies would use this particular lens for mapping, cartography, aerial photography. It really is a gem of a lens. So why don't we see what all the fuss is about and take this thing out for a spin. Okay, so how is the camera for shooting? Well, it's not that easy actually. If you're not familiar with the V-series cameras, they take a bit of getting used to. The style of shooting is not intuitive and does take some practice. The camera itself is really well designed and very easy to use. Everything is very accessible, it's lean, it's a very simple camera. There are some differences though, the main difference being that the shutter release button, which you would normally find on V-series cameras on the front of the body, is now on the top. So if you've got particularly large, meaty sausage fingers, you might find it a little bit awkward, so you could always just use your thumb instead. This is not the camera for everyone. The prohibitive price tag means that it does require a certain amount of dedication. But if you do have that dedication, if you're prepared to put something into it, you will really get some fantastic results. The lens makes it very much worth its while. I know a guy who carries one of these round and carries 5 backs around with him because he shoots it so much, because he absolutely adores the results. So if you did get one, I guarantee you would love the results. Okay, pros and cons time. So pros, absolutely incredible lens, modern compatibility and amazing build quality. Cons wise, the price is really expensive. It's pretty specialist and it takes a bit of practice to get used to. Thanks for watching. You can see this and many other great cameras at Japan Camera Hunter. Keep on shooting film and I'll see you next time.